Hello to all my Yellowjackets out there, and welcome back to my channel. My name is EJ Marino, and we have a review of episode 3 of season 3. Yes, we are going to be talking about the episode, Them's the Breaks. After hitting my boyfriend's vape pen and saying them's the breaks, I feel like my brain is broken. I feel like I'm in the cave that has a gas leak. My goodness, what a fun episode this was. But I sat there at the last 20 minutes being like, what is going on? I knew we were in a fantasy. I knew things were happening, but oh, what does it mean? This was one of those episodes of Yellowjackets that gets really surreal and strange, and it needs one of these people who are great decoders of dreams, really good at interpreting surrealism, because I am not that person. I like it. I enjoy what I saw. This was a great episode, but do I get it? Not so much. Akilah is starting to rise up on the list of important girls, but we have not met present day her. So what is going on with that? We still have the mystery of who Hilary Swank is playing. A lot of people think it's going to be Melissa. That would be very interesting. But wow, what a wild episode. This was starting off slow. I thought we were just going to get Ben and Mari for most of the episode. You know, these are two characters that I could maybe have a sit down with and learn a little bit more about. But I was a little nervous because I was like, oh, but they're kind of boring. And then on the other side of it, the adult side, I'm like, what is going on with Lottie? What is the point of what she's doing? The way she has kind of twisted a little bit of Misty's view of things, the way she is putting her fangs into Callie, there is so much there that is crazy. And Shauna, my girl Shauna, and both timelines, forever and always, the complicated, unlikable but very problematic, but also my queen character. She is just kind of done on both timelines with being kind of tossed around. Shauna is this very intriguing character because she's a very prominent character, but I feel like she never gets the respect she deserves, or at least she believes that she deserves. So this was her putting her foot down in both timelines, being like, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna get Ben, or are we, or Lottie's just gonna run my house? What are we doing? I need to figure this out. So Shauna is putting her foot down in a lot of ways, and it's just kind of sending ripples. I mean, there's so much going on in both stories that are really centered around Shauna, and then we have things that Shauna aren't even related to, like what is going on with Ty and Van. The no eyeball man is also in the rest of the girls' horror fantasies as well. What does all of this mean? Yeah, this episode slapped me in the face in the best possible way. I thought is another well acted, another intriguing, another just a lore-filled episode. I really cannot wait for my Yellowjacket fans in the comments to give me their interpretation of the end. What does it mean that, Shauna had that thing wrapped around her neck and that Akilah and Van were able to just throw it on their wrist? We have the return of Jackie. What does that mean? Are we going to get her more in these school weird hallucination flashbacks, or was this the end of Jackie? Some of us I've seen think that maybe when Shauna and Melissa finally hook up, that we're going to get a Jackie vision. That would be strange, but also very interesting as well. I'm intrigued. This was a really weird episode, and I think it's going to scare some people off, or people like me, it's going to make us more invested, confused, but I'm more invested now. The episode begins, and if you remember, I'm going to do all of the younger baby Shauna and Van and Mari stuff, and then I'll get into the adult story in the second half of the video. So the episode begins, and we are in the misadventures of Ben and Mari. They're in the cave, he's cooking bat, and that's where I did think, I'm like, ooh, are they getting rabies and this is making them a little cuckoo crazy? Is that why he was talking to the Shadow Man? We'll find out later, that is not it. But yeah, he comes out to her, she's trying to flirt with him, basically to kind of get her way of what she needs, and he's just like, but didn't you say I got but didn't you? She's trying her hardest, and he's like, baby, I'm gay, let's get past the seduction thing. He does let her go eventually, and yeah, she kind of frees herself, knocks him down, and runs to the girls. And this is kind of where I thought, girl, you're going to them who are kind of already not liking you. You know, Shauna had your beef with you, and then you kind of just up and leave the group. But she does bring them information of, I know where Coach is. Shauna goes, can you retrace those steps? And then we get this kind of like adventure of all of them going into the woods and trying to figure out where he is. A lot of them end up in the cave, which we do see that Shauna, Akilah, and Van end up in the cave, and there is something there that is making them hallucinate. There seems to be maybe a natural gas leak, something along those lines, are causing them to have these fantasies. At first, we see Shauna in the water. She sees her son, then she gets dragged down. We also then see Van burn up. This is the second fire-related incident where Van, you know, there was a moment where her ears perked up where they're talking about Coach burning down, and then she burns in this. I have a theory that Van has something to do with the cabin burning. I know I'm probably crazy. I know I'm just probably reading into stuff incorrectly. There's something there. And Akilah gets to talk to a llama. But she's eaten by the earth, so we have earth, fire, and water. Like, baby, we're almost going to make the Avatar in the Yellowjackets community. So yeah, all of them kind of get sucked into this weird dream. Then they're in a classroom. Jackie's there. She gives him a snap bracelet. Lottie's the teacher. The no-eyed man is there. This does feel like one of my dreams where I'm like, but you were there, and you were there. What is going on with all of these weird people in this dream? But yeah, that's kind of one of the biggest crux of this, was the Mari and Ben in the cave, bonding, talking, you know, eating bat. Sure, great. And then we have, you know, Mari getting back to the camp, getting the girls to go, and then they go into the cave, and that kind of shakes things up. But yes, eventually Coach does save the girls from the gas leak, and then all of the girls, we see Ty and Nat get to like hold him up and go, all right, Coach, you're coming with us. What does this mean for him? The rest of the teen story doesn't have too many juicy details. We do get Melissa and Shauna talking. Still not much there. We're still not developing the relationship past that very uncomfortable but kind of hot gay kiss between them two. Slay. And then we have Lottie, you know, drugging homeboy, but he doesn't want to do it anymore, so he's trying to pass it off on Akilah. But does Akilah know that this is her position? Like, she seems kind of willing to accept, you know, she talked to the llama in the dreams. Is she going to be connected? She's very connected to the animals. I want Akilah to live. You know, if we're going to have random people keep kind of living and not be in our central group, Akilah and Melissa, I would love to see them in the present day story, because they're really cool characters and they've really kind of ascended from their background roles that they had to these main girl status. But yeah, so where do you think these stories are going to lead? I'm really intrigued, because now that we have Coach back, is it just a countdown until we eat the Coach? Is that really what his fate's going to be? I'm sure, but like, where are we going to go with that? What do you think's going on with Akilah? And what's up with Lottie feeding people drugs and trying to get them to connect with the land? Is she losing her grip on things? Is she not as powerful as she once thought? Which is kind of a theme that she's feeling in the present story, which let's get to that right now. The present day story has Van saying that her cancer has slowed down. I don't know if it's away, but I believe they said it has slowed some metabolizing. I'm not an oncologist. I can't tell you everything that's going on with her, but she seems to be cured. I was waiting for her foot to be healed. Remember when she stepped on something and, you know, got stitches or something? I was waiting for her to never need stitches, that she's like impenetrable now. But her entire connecting, they're getting to watch like old school TV. That's cute, but then they see an advertisement with the no-eyed man. This leads Ty to basically have to go run out to the business that is involved with him. They get this kind of thing of like, well, the woods still need to eat. This is also all after Ty went like full woods witch and was just like, I invoked thee, basically giving me very craft elements with her candle. Okay, what is going on here? Are these two going to go on a murder spree to keep Van alive? They said, well, with Nat and now the waiter. What are we going to need to do? You know, they get this animal that kind of sends them a message. I don't want to see these two lesbians kill people. Maybe I do. This day and age, sure, I will take two of the girls, two of my Home Depot girls, two of my U-Haul lesbians, getting it done and getting people offed. Sure, that could be a slay, but you know what I mean? Like, the waiter didn't deserve it, Nat didn't deserve it, so it seems like they're taking, for Van to live, they're taking things that don't need to be taken. So that is a very interesting story for them. Then we have the weird, chaotic nature of Lottie living with Shauna, having all of this going on. Like, she's bonding with Callie a lot. They go and shoplift together. It seems like Lottie does like corrupting Callie, but what is the motivation? Why is she doing it? Is it just to get back at Shauna, or does she need to build a new cult? And Callie is a very weak-minded person to put into the cult. Shauna is not dealing with that. She sees a necklace around Callie's neck, snatches that, tells Lottie to get up out the house. This is also her having to deal with Misty. Misty takes her out on a lunch date. They're trying to get out, and then the brakes are cut. Oh, yeah, who was trying to mess with Shauna's brakes? Melissa? Is it Melissa? Because it doesn't seem to be Misty. Misty is a crazy girl, but Misty wouldn't purposely, maybe she would purposely put herself in a position like that. But I do think it's something outside of that. We get a great needle drop of Nookie by Limp Bizkit. This show is like in my Apple Music. If I hear one Lady Gaga song on this show, I will know that they're scrolling through my Apple, because like Fiona Apple, Limp Bizkit, these are my 90s jams. So yeah, that's kind of the basis of what is going on with all of our girls. Like, the present day story wasn't as juicy. We do get a little bit more of Shauna feeling messed with. We do get more of Ty and Van and Misty's weird isolation that she's feeling as well. I want to see Misty kind of get over this. I want to see her go to a new level with her character. I love the character of Misty. Christina Ricci's great. Even baby Misty is amazing as well, but I really want to see her evolve as a character, and I think we're on the cusp of it, but I need her to get over this stuff, and I want to know what's going on with Lottie, and Callie, because there's something really intriguing there. Well, everyone, that is it for my review of this week's Yellowjackets. This is my last episode that is going to be dropping in the middle of the night, right when the episode airs. The rest of them will be coming in the morning with footage to be able to cover over them, because I'll be able to grab footage. A more regular system is going to be starting, but these are all the episodes I was able to see in advance. What did you guys think of this episode? What did you think of my review? Share your thoughts down in the comments below. What are your crazy fan theories for this season? I want to know all of them. Make sure you guys subscribe, because I will be going on this Yellowjackets journey with you all season. And give me a thumbs up, because YouTube takes those way too seriously. Alright everyone, let's talk about Yellowjackets episode 3 right down below.